I paid for my son's wedding. Then he sent me an invitation like I was just another guest. Good evening. Reddit Anonymous, please. I'm 58 years old. I've been married for 31 years, and my wife and I have one son. He's 29, and in 3 weeks, he'll be getting married. I opened the wedding invitation expecting to see the words dad or father of the groom. Instead, it simply said guest. That was the moment I realized something was very wrong. My son has always been quiet. Even as a child, he'd rather solve a problem himself than ask for help. As he grew older, we became less like father and son and more like two adults who genuinely enjoyed each other's company. We'd have breakfast together once a month, watch football, and talk about work. When he got engaged last year, I couldn't have been happier. A few weeks later, he came to my house looking nervous. Weddings had become expensive, and he admitted they were struggling to make everything fit their budget. Before he even finished explaining, I told him I'd help. Not because I wanted recognition, because I wanted my son to begin married life without debt. Over the following months, I paid for the venue deposit, the catering, the photographer, and part of the honeymoon. In total, just under £24,000. That money came from savings my wife and I had built over years. We'd planned to renovate our kitchen and finally take the holiday we'd postponed for so long. Neither of us regretted it. Seeing our son happy felt worth every penny. As the wedding got closer, though, something started to feel different. Whenever I asked about the seating plan, he said they were still deciding. If I asked about speeches, he said he'd let me know. I assumed they were just busy. Then the invitations arrived. My wife opened the envelope while I was making tea. She looked at it, then quietly handed it to me. There wasn't a handwritten note. There wasn't even a thank you message. There were simply two invitations, one for her, one for me, exactly the same as everyone else's. No mention of mother of the groom, no mention of father of the groom, just guests. I honestly thought there'd been a printing mistake. I called my son straight away. I asked, "Is this the wrong invitation?" There was a long silence. Then he quietly replied, "No, that's the right one." He explained that his fiancée wanted a modern wedding, no parents at the top table, no speeches from parents, no traditional introductions. Instead, the bridal party would sit together and both sets of parents would sit with the other guests. I was disappointed, but I probably could have accepted that. Then he told me they'd chosen someone else to give the main speech, his future father in law. I asked him, "What about me?" He sighed. I didn't want anyone to feel left out. Before I could stop myself, I replied, "You've managed to leave one person out." Neither of us spoke after that. A few days later, my wife admitted she'd known about these plans for almost 2 months. Our future daughter in law had asked her not to tell me because she was worried I'd be upset. Everyone knew, except me. Last Sunday, my son came over on his own. He told me the money I'd contributed had nothing to do with their decisions. Then he said, "Dad, you're still important to me. This is just the wedding she always dreamed of." I asked him one question. If I hadn't paid for any of it, would you still have treated me the same? He didn't answer. He just stared at the floor. The wedding is only 3 weeks away. My suit is hanging in the wardrobe. The hotel is booked. The gifts are wrapped. I'll be there. Nothing could stop me from watching my son get married. But somewhere between writing those checks and opening that invitation, I stopped feeling like the father of the groom and started feeling like someone who had simply helped pay for the day. Maybe weddings belong entirely to the couple. Maybe parents should quietly step back. Or maybe the people who helped build your life shouldn't discover they've been pushed to the sidelines by opening an envelope. What would you do if you were in my position?